Welcome to the 76th Ace Eddie Awards. Today we celebrate excellence in film editing. We are proud to present Career Achievement Awards to Arthur Forney, ACE, and Robert Layton. The Visionary Award to Kim Larson and YouTube. And the Golden Eddie Filmmaker of the Year Award to Ang Lee. Please welcome the President of American Cinema Editors, Sabrina Plisco, ACE.
All right, here we are on a cool 90-degree day in February. Hello and good evening, everyone. I hope your journey here wasn't too treacherous. And if you had a chance to change in your formal duds in the car on your way from work, I hope you did so safely and discreetly. Fingers crossed, no one was flashed on the freeway. Well, welcome to the most celebrated event of the year for an editor, the Eddie Awards. We are so glad to have you here to honor this year's best of the best. I thought I'd begin tonight by briefly reminding this room of America's cinema editors, along with our friends, of our organization's mission. I shared it with you from this very stage last year, and it's now displayed on the screen above me. You'll also find it published in every magazine of ours and listed on our website. And something that has meant a great deal to me, I've seen it referenced in personal emails over the last year. I'm incredibly proud of the intent behind this statement, and I hope each of you is living up to the spirit of our credo. After all, it's a privilege to be a part of this esteemed group, and it's not a responsibility to be taken lightly. I know I don't. I hope you've seen how deeply I take this to heart in my role as your current president of ACE. My personal goal is to help make this honorary society more than just that. I would love for us to be recognized not only as an honorary society, but as an honorary community. Okay, now I want to take a moment to acknowledge something a little more solemn. 1 year ago, Southern California was struck by tragedy. The devastation was overwhelming, and many in our community suffered profound losses that will take time, care, and compassion to heal. A very special group of people have come together to send a message to our ACE family and friends who are still living with the aftermath of last year's firestorms. You are not alone. We are here for you. Together, we have created a tribute video in your honor. This tribute is offered with love, remembrance, and hope, and as a reminder that ACE stands with you. I now present to you, I Miss.
I miss our tortoises that we lost in the fire, Mafalda and Hobbs.
I miss, desperately, my community.
Something I miss about Altadena is my stuffies in my room and my books.
I miss my morning tea, watching the fog swirling across the mountains and the sun rising, burning it off.
I miss the sense you'd get when you'd walk around certain areas of Pacific Palisades, that you were living in a small town. You knew people wherever you went.
I miss my community and having a place to call my own.
I miss my neighbors, and I miss Bob always sitting out on his front porch and saying hello.
I miss my garden and the wonderful people I met.
I miss our old life.
I miss Farmsworth
I miss
Park.
seeing all of the people.
I miss
Photo
seeing
albums.
houses where there are now empty lots.
I miss my grandmother's recipe book that was handwritten.
To go back to my hometown.
To process my grief, I turned to my art. The art I was making eventually started helping other people too. I'm grateful for the community that has gathered around us.
Since the fires and all of us who lost our homes, I've discovered that everybody's favorite sound right now is the sound of construction.
Although our town has been through the worst thing imaginable this year, the strength of the people here is unmatched. We will all rise from the ashes.
Many heartfelt thanks to the Connect Support Committee for creating this beautiful tribute, especially Sheridan Sotelo, and to my friend Nicholas Pike, an Academy Award nominee this year for Best Original Song for the documentary Viva Verde, who generously provided the score for this. Over the past year, I've witnessed the many ways ACE continues to uplift our community through the dedication of its committees. The Connect Support Committee, in particular, has had great success in introducing meaningful new services within ACE. Last summer, they launched a wonderful series of health and healing sessions called Summer of Support Sundays. They have also created a Tech Buddy program, offering a helping hand to those navigating data, cables, and all the joys of our increasingly technical workflows. One of their newest initiatives pairs editors through a Coffee Buddy program, connecting members who are looking for a more intimate confidant and friend during what has been, let's face it, a pretty tough time in our industry. Another of our committees, the Best Practices Committee, has expanded its work to include a newly published document outlining honorable guidelines for replacing an editor, as well as thoughtful recommendations for coping when you suspect you might be replaced. These are delicate topics, ones that shouldn't be swept under the rug, and this committee is helping create a safe space, a respectful space to address them. And our internship and education committees continue their important mentoring the next generation of editors by providing professionalism, respect, dignity in the workplace. I truly applaud this new wave of support and respect within ACE. I encourage all of you to carry this mindset with you as you navigate your day-to-day, both at work and in life. After all, if we lead with respect and support, we all benefit, and that's worth celebrating something tonight. With that in mind, let's turn to the reason we're all here, to celebrate excellence. Tonight, we recognize extraordinary editors whose work elevates storytelling and inspires us all. We have an incredible roster of honorees and nominated talent this evening, and I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you. There is truly no greater honor than being recognized by your peers. Tonight, we proudly tip our hats to our 2 Career Achievement Award recipients, Arthur Fournet, ACE, and Robert Layton, ACE. Thank you, Arthur, for traveling all the way from Paris to be with us tonight. And Robert, we're truly honored to be celebrating your illustrious career this evening. Now, as ACE continues to look toward the future of our profession, we recognize the importance of staying open, curious, and willing to think beyond traditional boundaries. Storytelling is evolving, and so are the ways stories are created, shared, and discovered. That's why tonight we're presenting a very special honor, the ACE Visionary Award. This award recognizes those who are expanding the boundaries of who gets to tell stories and how those stories reach audiences around the world. This year, the ACE Visionary Award is presented to YouTube for its profound impact on global storytelling and for expanding opportunities for creators everywhere to share their voices. Accepting the award tonight is Kim Larson, Managing Director of Head of YouTube's Creator and Gaming Team. Kim, thank you for joining us this evening and for your leadership in helping push creative content into every corner of the world. And now it's time to give thanks to all the people who made this incredible evening possible. On behalf of ACE, I'd like to extend a heartfelt gratitude to all of our corporate sponsors. Let's start with a huge shout out to Adobe, a generous longtime supporter of our internship program. It's one of our most impactful, successful initiatives that we have. And this year, we were also thrilled to partner with Dell and Frame.io, helping take that program to the next level. And of course, we're deeply grateful to our benevolent longtime friends at Avid and HP, who are our platinum sponsors for this evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you. We also want to recognize our ACE family, working tirelessly behind the scenes to bring this show to life. So please join me in thanking our producers, Jessica and Ryan Whitney, and everyone at Zoe Productions. Peter and Lucy, the dynamic duo behind Tilt. Mark Vischer, who leads our fantastic live band. Our show director, Michael Seal. Our co-producers and extraordinary ACE office staff, Michelle Gorowski-Ray, Jemalyn Idmayo-Brunson, Eliza Smith, all led by our fearless leader, Jenny McCormick. Please join me in showing our appreciation for the talented editors who contributed their time and artistry for the clips that you'll be seeing throughout tonight's show. Kahi Maxwell Jr., Alana Jones, Daniel Larsh, Mark Wiltshire, Alex Wills, Avo Kamburian, and Jasmine Jamias. Thank you all for all of your incredibly hard work. Now, let's also give a well-deserved round of applause to all the volunteers who have been helping throughout the day. We truly couldn't do this without you either. And we'd also like to recognize and thank the ACE Board and all of our ACE committees for generously volunteering their time to make ACE what it is today. And thank all of you for being here tonight. What do you say we get started handing out these beautiful awards? So let's do it. Have a great show and enjoy the night, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have seen tonight's host on Marvel's WandaVision, Apple's Shrinking, and currently starring in Hulu's Deli Boys. Put your hands together for actor and comedian Asif Ali.
Ones. Okay. Free drinks, don't mind if I do. Love it. Welcome to the 76th annual Eddies. Oh, this is it. This is the best award show in LA. They asked me to host the other ones. I said no. Get the fuck out of here, Oscars. Golden Globe, suck my dick. I want to be at the Eddies because it's the only award show in LA where we can guarantee nobody in the audience is in the Epstein files. Yeah! That's right. We love the Eddies. It's not pretentious like those other ones. We're not on TV. Fuck you. No. This is live. This has to be experienced in the moment. That's why you guys are great. There's no 3-second delay. There's no commercial break. You guys are wasted already. This is what this is about. This isn't televised because editors, you guys, you're not desperate to be in front of the camera. You're not losers like actors. I'm cold. Where's Crafty? Oh, how many IG followers does she have? Oh my God, I need to be in this movie. They want Kumail Nanjiani, but weaker. I have to send in that audition, though. I do have to send that audition in. No, you are the real heroes, bringing art to life and making everyone look way too good. And by the way, tonight's not about celebrities. Who gives a fuck about celebrities? You see, they're everywhere. You guys, you gotta fucking look for you guys. Celebrities are everywhere. Josh Safdie, who gives a shit? I see him at Whole Foods all the time. Absolutely dominating the hot food bar. Relax, dude. Wagner Moura, you see him at Runyon. Go to Runyon, he's there. Horny for hikes, this guy. And me, I'm at some hipster coffee shop on the east side DMing both of them. Look in your request folder, please. But if I saw you guys, are you kidding me? If I saw Ronald Bronstein in real life, I'd lose my shit. Sandra Montiel, I'd pass out. Stephanie Philo, I'm comatose. Kabir Akhtar, I've literally passed away. Liz Cardinal, I've been reborn. Robert Layton, I'm in heaven. Mary Blee, I've come back to Earth as a ghost, and I'm now in an edit bay color correcting. That's right. You don't see these caliber of people just walking around because you guys are legally not allowed to be outside while the sun is still out. That's why you guys are the best, because you care about the craft. Okay, you guys are artists. And sometimes, honestly, between us, you guys care too much. You guys gotta cool it with giving up your life, okay? You sacrifice so many hours away from your friends, your family, your partners, scrubbing through 30 shitty takes to make one good one. And for what? To give actors more confidence? Are you out of your fucking mind? You know, all these actors walking around, too much confidence because of you. What thanks do you get? You're so good at your job. So good that Shia LaBeouf is solo fist fighting the entire city of New Orleans as we speak. You gave him too much confidence. Leonardo DiCaprio should be here on his hands and knees, thanking you for making him look so good. But instead, he's on a Titanic yacht, busting his Gilbert grapes on a supermodel's face. And that is because... It's because you guys are too nice. That's why we're not here for them. Fuck them. Fuck actors. When I say actors, you say boo. Actors. Yeah. Let the hate run through you. Yeah, it's not about them. This is your night. We're celebrating you, the best of the best in your craft. Tonight, you're getting the attention. Yes. Yes. This is your night. Tonight, you're getting the attention that you don't want, but you absolutely deserve. And then there will be an insane after party, yes. But first, let's give out some goddamn awards, shall we? Come on, let's get these Eddies going, let's go. To present the first award of the evening, the Annie V. Coates Award for Student Editing, please welcome Oscar and Eddie nominee Chloe Zhao, ACE. Get it loud, come on.
That was so funny. Hi, I'm so happy to be here as a very proud member of the ACE. Thank you for letting me in. I'm honored to present the Anne V. Coates Student Editing Award, and will be thrilled to know that this award, given in her honor, is inspiring the next generation of editors, a great tribute to her remarkable legacy. Thank you to Oscar Lazoya and Ash Steele at Wolf Entertainment for donating the scene from Law and Order SVU. I love that show so much. And thank you to Anne's daughter, an outstanding editor in her own right, Emma Hickox. And a big thank you to Blackmagic Design, Adobe, and Avid for generously donating your latest software to each student nominee and our ACE interns. This year, we had over 70 entries. Congratulations to all of you for your beautiful work on editing the scene. Here are the final nominees.
Louis Berrigan, California State University, Fullerton. Evan Nowak, Chapman University. Keaton Shallhorn, University of Oklahoma. And the Eddie Award goes to Louis Berrigan, California State University, Fullerton.
What's up, everybody? Oh my gosh, it feels so surreal to be here. I want to say thank you so much to my professor, Gordon Winnemco. If it wasn't for him, I truly wouldn't be here. He really encouraged myself and the rest of my class to really strive for this award. Thank you so much to ACE. Thank you so much to my mom for coming here and being with me tonight. It's a really special night. And also, Steven, thank you so much for talking to me out there tonight. You really helped me out. Just thank you so much again, ACE. This is really an honor. Thank you.
Our next presenters work together on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Please welcome actor Melissa Fumero and editor Sandra Montiel, ACE.
Hello, hola.
Hola.
I am so pumped to be here tonight. This is like the Olympics for editors.
That's right. There could be so many events.
Yes, like I would totally watch the Ripple edit event and the main event, Avid versus Premiere.
That's not an event at all, Melissa. No, that's not a competition at all.
Totally.
Do you know what you're saying?
No, I do not. Editing is really hard. Look, I may not know that much about editing, but I do know that these nominees are amazing. Let's take a look at who you chose for Best Edited Documentary Feature.
Becoming Led Zeppelin. Dan Gitlin. It's Never Over, Jeff Buckley. Brian A. Cates, ACE. Stacy Goldate, ACE. John Candy, I Like Me. Shane Reed. Darren Roberts. Ladies and gentlemen, 50 years of SNL music. James Lester. Oz Rodriguez. The Perfect Neighbor. Viridiana Lieberman.
And the Eddie goes to The Perfect Neighbor.
Woo! Viridiana Lieberman.
This is enormous. This is the power of editors right here. Like, we will have the biggest trophy. This is incredible. I'm shaking. I thank you so much, ACE. This is such an honor. Obviously, this is for Ajika and her family. Always, everything. I obviously have to thank Geeta Gambhir, my incredible +1 tonight. The amazing director of this film, who has been such a huge impact on my entire journey. I'm also going to name our producers. It's a real small team, so I feel like I have to give the love to everybody. Elisa Payne, Nikan Kwantu, Sam Bisbee, Sam Pollard, and another incredible editor from this community. We also have Soledad O'Brien, Rose Arce, Takima Robinson. We've been an incredible team. And also I've had huge thanks to Netflix for pushing this film into places beyond our wildest dreams. I also have to thank my wife. I never do. I love her so. She has made everything possible for me to crawl into the cave, live in there, and do my best work. So thank you to Danielle. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, okay. This film was one of the most pure processes of my life because it was all instinct. And we trusted the process. We trusted the audience. We set out on a mission. We committed to an approach. And the way it's resonated has just fueled me and fired me up to say to all of you and every person I meet, that everything we do should be so specific and singular and only the thing that that story can do with these materials in this moment with this team. And I feel so precious and romantic about that in a way that I have never felt more fired up for because of The Perfect Neighbor. And so now I'm just going to remind you all to push form and believe in what you're doing and stick to the vision. Dig your heels in and believe in it. All right, thank you so much.
And here are your nominees for Best Edited Documentary Series.
AKA Charlie Sheen, Part 1. Ed Green, ACE. Billy Joel, And So It Goes, Episode 1. Chris Leam. James Pilot. Stephen Ross. Mr. Scorsese, All This Filming Isn't Healthy. David Bartner. Sean Combs, The Reckoning, Official Girl. Evan Weiss, ACE. Charles Divac, ACE. Jeremy Seifer. Jack Ravina. Benji Cast, ACE. Adam Goldstein. Jonathan Miller. Pee-wee as Himself, Part 1. Damian Rodriguez.
No, you open it. And you say the name.
And the Eddie goes to?
Pee-wee as Himself, Part 1, Damian Rodriguez. Woo!
Wow, this is amazing. I woke up this morning with a burst blood vessel in my eye, so I guess the pressure from all this really was getting to me. But no, this is incredible, also considering we thought that this film would never come out at one point. So that makes this award very, very special. And it is massive. It's a beautiful award. I want to thank Matt Wolf, the director, for his incredible vision and for making this film happen. He really, his direction and dedication to this film really carried us through. I'd like to thank Emma Tillinger-Koskoff, the producer, for just being an amazing producer and always in my corner. My edit team, Vanessa Martino, Britton Dunham, Ryan Wybus, and David Teague. I'd like to thank HBO for all their support and for letting us do our thing. And the Safdie brothers, Ronnie Braunstein, and everyone who worked on this film. And my wife, kids, and family, and most importantly, Paul Rubens, because we wouldn't be here without him. And he was such an amazing artist, and he influenced so many people, including myself. And I wish he was here, for this, to see all the recognition that he's gotten. And yeah, Paul, you were one of a kind. In other words, Pee Wee Herman, I know you are, but what am I?
From a Black Lady sketch show, please welcome creator, producer, and actor Robin Feedy and editor Stephanie Philo, ACE.
You guys are amazing. We are here to introduce the nominees for Best Edited Variety News Show or Special. Yes. but as far as I'm concerned, you're all special. And you all get the award. Congratulations, you all won. Everybody up top.
So, Robin?
Yeah.
Only one of the nominees gets to take home the award.
Yeah, I know, but I said they were all special, and then I panicked and said everybody gets a trophy, and now I'm in too deep, and this thing is really, really out of control, so we're gonna just get some more trophies, okay? All right. Why do I do this stuff? I'm such a mess.
No, you're not a mess. You are a wonderful and talented and beautiful person.
Thank you. Am I special?
Of course.
Do I get a trophy?
No, but you do get to do something better.
Okay.
And you get to introduce all the nominees.
All right. Well, can I announce the winner too?
No, don't push it.
All right. Here are the nominees for Best Edited Variety News Special or Show.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, Season 24, Episode 3273. Jason Bielski. Brian Marsh. Kevin McCullough. Andy Schrader. Matt Williams. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Medicare Advantage. Anthony Miale, ACE. Saturday Night Live 50th Anniversary Special. Paul Del Gesso. Christopher Salerno. Ryan Spears. Sean McElraith, ACE. Ryan McElraith. Daniel Garcia.
That was hilarious. Okay. Is it me? No, it's you.
Oh,
You
it
get
is?
to say it.
Sorry. And
Yeah.
the Eddie goes to...
You're doing great.
Thank you. The team from Saturday Night Live.
Yay! Oh, are they here?
Are they?
Well,
I guess not.
they're not here. Like I said, I'm giving out trophies. The highest bidder gets this. We'll be happy to accept this on their behalf. Yeah. Even though, never mind, I'm not going to be petty.
Congrats.
All right, yeah. Hey, guys, we got another award. It's your turn. Sorry, you take that back.
Hi. Here are the nominees for Best Edited Reality Series. Wow.
Conan O'Brien Must Go, Austria. Matthew Shaw, ACE. Brad Roland. Love on the Spectrum, Episode 7. Leanne Cole. Gretchen Peterson. John Rosser. Rachel Grierson Johns. The Traitors, Let Battle Commence. Patrick Owen. James Seddon Brown.
Editors have the sexiest headshots. I'm very impressed. All right, and the Eddie goes to Conan O'Brien Must Go, Austria, Matthew Shaw, ACE.
I really have to pee. Wrong card. I'm going to start with thanking people because I don't like talking in front of anyone, and I have notes. Rachel Yoder, who is our post-producer, she has been our anchor for so long before we were doing this show back at TBS. Without her, I don't think the show would ever hit air. Chris Weller, our one-man graphics and VFX team. The whole shot of Conan dancing on that hill, he removed an entire row of houses in the background in about a week, because on a whim, we're like, we should probably get rid of those if we want to match the sound of music. Jason Shalemi, our Ultimate Warrior who plans everything, on location, he is just the ultimate asset, and I don't know, he can travel with a remote control monkey anywhere. Our team, production team, Emily Topper, cinematographer, camera operator, Brenda Zuniga, sound recorder, Emily Strong. They're just the best people to work with who always want to know what they did wrong so they can make it better. It's very rare to find a production crew who actually wants to know what they fucked up. Our director, head writer, Mike Sweeney, writers, Jesse Gaskell, Jose Arroyo. They're in our corner all the time. They're just the best people to work with. Our team at HBO, thank you for, just being on the same level as us the whole time. Our show is very chaotic. A lot of times we have to make these episodes in a couple weeks. We have to work around so many different things in Conan's world, and somehow it always gets done. I think if you treat your team with respect and are just available to show up every day, whether or not you want to be there, you can make a lot of really great things happen. Brad, my co-editor, he started as my assistant editor, bumped him up in season 1 because we just had no choice. Is just such an incredible asset to us. Want to thank my wife, Jaslyn. You put up with so much shit when I'm away on the shows and cutting on location, and so just thank you all for that. Thank you, everybody. I think you've made a poor mistake by giving us this award, but we appreciate it. Thank you.
I just want to add a thank you to Kate, thank you to my parents and grandparents who are watching the live stream right now, and I live in a studio apartment, so this is an honor and a burden. Thank you.
How are we doing? Oh, we still got life in us. I didn't know grandparents were watching a live stream. I'd like to apologize to the grandparents for my language earlier. I thought this was not being streamed anywhere. Now, this next presenter, insane. She has over 5 million subscribers and counting, is one of YouTube's biggest stars with over 825 million views with her hit series Challenge Accepted. Please welcome the fearless Michelle Corey!
Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle, and I'm the Daredevil creator of Challenge Accepted, which is a docu-series where I attempt some of the world's toughest professions, stunts, and lifestyles. And while I chose deliberately to not skydive into the eddies tonight, on many days you'll find me learning Houdini's underwater escapes, training with the Secret Service, and last year recreating Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible stunt, where I was hanging off the side of a military aircraft as it was taking off. And these are stories that, honestly, I'm not sure would have been greenlit by a traditional studio, but because of YouTube, I didn't have to wait for someone else to believe in our creative vision. I had the freedom to try, fail hard, embarrass myself, and still try again, and eventually find our audience. Challenge Accepted has been able to reach a global audience with over 1 billion views and 6 million followers. We built our own studio and production team where we strive to treat digital storytelling with the same rigor as many of the films and shows shown tonight. And it's why a creator like myself can, as of last year, show up on the Primetime Emmy ballot for Outstanding Hosted Nonfiction Series. Which is a very subtle plug, please vote for us. But everyone here knows that the real magic of storytelling happens in the edit. It's not enough to ideate, write, or film something grand in front of a camera, because if you can't pull it together in the edit room, no one's ever gonna see it. This is where the story truly comes together. So I just want to say to all of the editors in this room, you are the gold standard that the next generation of creators like myself look up to. And this brings me to the woman we are honoring tonight. As the head of YouTube's creator team, Kim Larson has spent years championing for people behind the camera. And what I personally respect most about Kim is that she's an executive that actually listens and wants to understand artists. A couple years ago, I was at a session with Kim, and she led a session with some of the biggest creators in the world. And rather than presenting a PowerPoint, or honestly, I don't know what executives do, she opened up a circle and asked all of the creators about our honest struggles as young storytellers and business leaders. But even further than that, she took action. And within just a couple weeks, sent personal messages to every single person in the room to follow up. Kim has a level of humanity that is honestly rare in this industry. She was the first person to text me during the LA wildfires to see if I was safe. She is exactly the kind of person you want fighting for your work behind the scenes, and honestly, the kind of person you want to party with at the after party. So, without further ado, it is my absolute honor to present the American Cinema Editors Visionary Award to a true advocate for storytellers and a dear friend of mine. Please join me in welcoming Kim Larson.
Thank you, Michelle. If you haven't seen her series, Challenge Accepted, you gotta go watch it tonight. We won't be here that late, I hope. It's a masterclass. It's nail-biting storytelling. It never loses its heart. And it's a true testament to her, her talented team of cinematographers, stunt professionals, and editors. Fair warning, though, you may walk away inspired and a little dangerous to go pull off a Mission Impossible level stunt. So I'm Kim, and I lead the creator team at YouTube. I'm so honored to accept this award on behalf of YouTube and the millions of creators globally who are inspired by the incredible work of the people in this room and the value of the craft of a great editor. For a long time, there was a perceived line between media and between cinema. I believe that cinema is defined by the depth of the story and the meticulous craft of emotionally bringing that story to life on any size screen. So today we can see that craft thriving on every corner of YouTube. We believe that YouTube and our creators are defining a new era of media and entertainment, and we see this cultural shift happening in a lot of places. You know, take the modern talk show hosts, you've got Sean Evans, Hot Ones, Brittany Broski with Royal Court, and we see it when the industry takes note. This year's Oscar-nominated live-action short, Jane Austen's period drama, this finds its exclusive home on YouTube. Or a creator as close to my heart, Markiplier. He's turned this indie horror vision into an unprecedented self-made box office hit. Whew. But most importantly for them, editing isn't just a post-production step. It's part of the DNA. And honestly, it is the source of so much of their unique style. So when our creators grow up and they transition to full-scale productions on a global stage, like Michelle, they don't hire an agent or a manager first. Apologies to all my agent manager friends who are here. You guys, they hire an editor. They hire an editor first because they know that a truly great story is born in the editor's room. And now I want to speak directly to the legends in this room. You paved the way. Our creators have spent thousands of hours studying your cuts, your pacing, and your timing. So for ACE to open up its doors to creator-led content for the first time in this storied organization's 76-year history, it's a watershed moment. And it's an evolution that preserves the high standards of the craft while also inviting a new generation of storytellers to reach for them. It's a bucket list moment. I will keep close for a very, very, very long time. And if I could leave you with one message tonight, it's absolutely this. Can we let inspiration be reciprocal? By creators in Hollywood learning from each other, we can ensure the art of editing remains the heartbeat of entertainment. So with all that said, I want to thank the American Cinema Editors for recognizing YouTube with this inaugural honor, to my best plus one, Josh, husband, who's here tonight, and to our outstanding YouTube team, partners, and friends. So, on behalf of, there is some creator out there tonight who's going to hit upload for the first time at 3 a.m. They're fueled by caffeine and the hope that someone, somewhere, they might laugh, they might cry, and they might feel a little less alone. This is for you. And thank you for proving a great story can start anywhere.
One of our next presenters is currently making us laugh on Fox's Going Dutch, and the other is a director and editor best known for Never Have I Ever and New Girl. Please welcome Danny Pudi and Kabir Akhtar, ACE.
Hello.
There's a band.
We are here to present the award for Best Edited Short Film.
Look, this is the first time this award's been given here at the Eddies, so we want to thank ACE for including this category.
Very cool. Yeah, it's very special to be here for the very first time.
I remember my first time.
Like being at an award show? Like being nominated?
Let's move on. The nominees are
All the Empty Rooms. Aaron Casper, ACE. Stephen Mang. Jeremy Medoff. The Final Copy of Elon Specht. Tim Johnson. Monica Salazar. Kyopo. Mungyao Mia Chung. The Second. Tony Zhou. Technicians. Lindsay Armstrong.
all right. And the Eddie goes to
first time opening an envelope?
No. All the Empty Rooms, Aaron Casper, ACE, Stephen Mang, and Jeremy Medoff.
Oh, wow, this is incredible. Thank you so much, Ace. Joni McCormick, where are you? You're a wondrous human being. I am so proud to share this award with two genius editors, Steve Mang and Jeremy Medoff. I am a Virgo editor, so I'm going to be annoying and read because I really want to be precise. Oh my God, I'm shaking. This award is dedicated to the memory of the 4 children at the heart of our film whose lives were tragically lost in school shootings. Their names are Dominic Blackwell, age 14, Gracie Muehlberger, age 15, Hallie Scruggs, age 9, Jackie Cesares, age 9. This is also in honor of each of their families who opened their doors to us and welcomed us into their sacred spaces of their child's bedroom, preserved just as it was since the last day they saw their child alive. The word gun is never mentioned in our film, and this was intentional on our part because we've all grown so numb to this epidemic. Instead, we see details like the open cap of a tube of toothpaste, a hairbrush, hair ties on a doorknob, details frozen in amber that show us the intimate and lasting impact of gun violence, but also center the humanity and the life that was in these rooms. It is a privilege to work with a team of sensitive, deeply thoughtful artists whose collective efforts and protective instincts were rendered with tremendous delicacy and care. My director, Joshua Seftel, set this tone and steadily led us, while also empowering us with all the creative agency that an editor can dream of. Josh, I'm so proud to call you a treasured collaborator and a friend and Bird Club buddy. I want to thank our film's central subjects, journalist Steve Hartman, photographer Lou Bope, our producers Connell Jones, Trevor Burgess, James Costa, co-producers Avi Bond and Sarah McCarthy, our DP Matt Porwall, composer Alex Summers, and our sound designer Peter Albertson, and our incredible assistant editor Steve Benjamin. Thank you to all of our EPs and everyone at Smarty Pants Pictures. And I also want to thank the personal circles of support that everyone on our crew has who supported each of us through the process of making this film. Finally, a profound thank you to Netflix for shepherding our film into the world and to sharing the lives of Jackie, Dominic, Gracie, and Hallie. Thank you.
Yeah, we're also here to present the award for Best Edited Animated Series.
And the nominees are
Bob's Burgers, Grand Prix pre-opening. Stephanie Early, ACE. Jeremy Rubin, ACE. Love, Death, and Robots, Spider Rose. Matt Mariska. Valerian Zamel. South Park, Twisted Christian. David List. Nate Pelletieri.
And the Eddie goes to South Park, Twisted Christian, David List, and Nate Pelletieri.
Back there.
Wow. Thank you. This is weird, but thank you very much. All right, we've written something, of course. We don't want to go off script. You may not believe this, but last year, someone in the White House posted on social media that South Park is a fourth-rate show and that South Park has not been relevant for over 30 years. But to be serious, we would truly like to thank ACE and the voters for this prestigious award. It is truly an honor. And we'd also like to congratulate our fellow nominees, Stephanie, Jeremy, Matt, and Valerian. Nate and I would both like to thank Trey Parker and Matt Stone for believing in us enough to let us edit their show. It was especially gratifying to work on these last 10 episodes because Trey and Matt really went for it. They challenged the boundaries of censorship and how far all of us can exercise our First Amendment rights. Whether it's political commentary, mocking celebrity, or that expertly timed fart joke, our freedom of speech should ultimately be protected and celebrated regardless of political party affiliation. Nate and I share this Eddie with Trey, who is hands-on through the editing process. Working alongside Trey for all of these years has been an invaluable gift for us. We share this award with Trey, but we are going to take it home with us. We'd like to thank our executive producers, Ann Garofino and Frank Agnoni, for all of their sacrifices and for always reminding us that we're not editing fast enough. Thank you, of course, to Comedy Central and Paramount Plus. And thank you to the two most important people in my life, my wife Autumn, for your stable voice of reason, and to my son True, who always keeps me grounded. Thank you for all of your love and support.
If you don't know, we make every episode of South Park in 6 days from scratch, so none of us have a functional relationship with sleep. And we want to thank our rest of our editorial team, Scott Iasillo, Vernon Harvo, Giancarlo Gonziano. They're fantastic to work with, as well as our audio team and our post team. We want to thank our producer and animation director, Eric Stow, the rest of our producing team. Let's do it this way. Thank you to the whole of South Park crew. The show has been on the air since the late 1900s. So everyone that has worked on the show has put in so much effort and so much time. It's really been special to be a part of that, and thank you to their families as well for letting us, do what we love for the long hours that we do. And finally, thank you to my wife, Jennifer Riley. She's an editor as well. Jenny, thank you for challenging me every day to be better as a person and as an editor, and I think it's working. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Ace. I don't think we can talk about how awesome this is. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Come on, South Park, one more time. Unbelievable! Wow. How are you guys feeling? You're still good? Can we give it up for this live band? Hit me! They didn't hit me with shit. I thought it was James Brown for a second. Now, he has produced some of television and film's most epic titles, not to mention being the executive producer for Law & Order SVU, yes, Chicago PD, and so many other spectacular shows. Please welcome the incredible Peter Jankowski.
Good evening. I stand here humbled and honored to be celebrating the career of my good friend, Arthur Fournet. I have had the amazing fortune to have worked with Arthur for almost 40 years now. At one point before he retired a few years ago from Wolf Films, Arthur was overseeing 10 series for our company. That's about 210 episodes that season. We all trusted his taste and quietly referred to him as King Arthur. Unless you didn't like the way he cut your performance, in which case he became the Butcher of Burbank. But that was rare, because we knew deep inside he made us all look good and better at what we do, all of us. His nurturing and his eye for talent made our post-production team the best in the business. He has worked on a total of 132 seasons for Wolf Films. That translates to 2,287 episodes of drama. He has helped shape the performances of over 50,000 actors. In his spare time, Arthur has also directed 42 episodes for us. But perhaps most importantly for this room, Arthur has hired and nurtured 119 editors. And yet, Arthur, I'd like to measure your success not by statistics, but by the relationships you leave behind at our company. The workers' lives you've made more joyous, successful, and supported. Many of them have traveled here tonight from distant lands, in fact, to be here with you. Arthur, you have been my confidant, my consigliere, and most important, my lifelong friend. You have taught me that two things are essential for great art: people and passion. And while technologies and delivery systems may change, the dreams of a human being will always be the essential ingredient for great art. Elizabeth, Arthur's wife, wherever you are, thank you for lending us Arthur for the last few decades. Your sacrifice helped all of us, and at least you now have a breathtaking house in the south of France. So Arthur, please keep dreaming as you reflect back on all the lives you've touched. I love you, my friend. We all do. Now let's celebrate your unparalleled career.
That's it, we got it. Tell the agents in the restaurant.
Where's the connection? What's the motive?
What did he look like?
I didn't see his face.
Caught your guy yet?
I understand that you're upset.
We may have one more shot.
Reasonable people can disagree about the Second Amendment, but this can't be what the framers of the Constitution had in mind.
Stay with me!
Changes are on the horizon, but it's the burden we bear.
Where are you going?
I'm going to investigate a case that everyone wants me to ignore.
We gotta throw everything at this.
You're safe now. We got you.
We're with the FBI.
Let's get to work.
And 10% of the cops do 90% of the work.
Watch out!
Little help here!
Fire department, call out!
Anyone who's a part of 51 will always be a part of 51.
It's been a hell of a ride.
Please welcome Mariska Hargitay, Esapatha Merkerson, and Christopher Meloni.
Please welcome to the stage Arthur Forney, ACE.
I don't know what to say here. Okay. Oh, well,
Yes, I know what to say. Okay, here we go. When my two sons, Alexander and Adrian, were little, they used to come and spend time with me in the editing room. One day, on the way home, driving home, my oldest son, Alexander, says to me, "Dad, when I grow up, I want to do what you do." And so I say, "Well, son, what do I do?" And he says, "You sit around and watch TV all day." Well, that led to a conversation about what I actually do, and that's the funny thing about editing. From the outside, it looks like you're just sitting in a dark room watching television. But in that dark room, you're alone with the film for days, sometimes weeks. You're shaping performances. You're finding the truth in the glance. You're listening for rhythm. You're turning fragments into story. And then everyone comes in with excitement, anxiety, fear, hope, wanting it to be a great episode. In that moment, I feel like a doctor with a bunch of patients in the room checking their heartbeat. And when it works, and when it really works, there's no better feeling in the world. I want to thank Apetha, I want to thank Mariska, and I want to thank Chris for being here tonight. Working on your performances over the years has made me a better editor and a better director. And plus that, they are rewriting history every day. This is the longest running TV series and actors in TV today. The longest running right now. You got history here. Also, what I really cherish here is the collaboration, the trust and love. You know, you guys, I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Yeah. To the ACE Board, thank you for this incredible honor. And to Jenny and her team, thank you for the support and for thinking about me. I'm a person who never thought that this would ever come about. You know, you work hard, you put your head down, you work, and then you beautiful people are here. This is great. I have to thank Dick Wolf. He's my boss, he's my friend, he's my brother, over 35 years. I would not be standing here without his trust in me, and with the stories that he has given me the power over and to work with, and I love him dearly. And my dear friend, my Peter Jankowski, wherever he is, did he leave me already? Which is the hardest working man in television. He puts out more fires than anybody. We have been attached at the hip for so many years, I can't even think back when he was not there. And, you know, for years, Dick always called us the three-legged chair. For years, it was just the three of us doing all these shows. But now, and with Peter, he has Anastasia, Rebecca, Kevin, and Elliot, and he's now a bench, no longer a stool. Also, there are so many of you guys in the room here and that I've crossed paths with throughout the years that I cannot thank you enough for making me a better editor and a better storyteller. I'm so lucky to be a part of this world, this dark room that people throw film into me, and you work for days and days and trying to get everything, the best story that you could tell. I just love it. I loved editing. I still love it. Friday nights, I want to go to a movie with my wife and see a good film, and then go out and have dinner and talk about it. And in the dark rooms where stories come alive, and when we all walk away from a piece of work, the greatest thing about our business is when you walk away, you live with it forever. That's what makes us so powerful in this world of ours. I'm just so lucky for that. That's the responsibility, that's the privilege, and yes, watching TV all day turns out to be the best job in the world. My final thank you goes to my wonderful wife of 43 years, Elizabeth Fournay. The Fournay family universe revolves around you, my love. Tu es le soleil, tu es l'étoile de ma vie. You're the sun, you're the stars of my life. Je t'aime, Baba, je t'aime. My one last thought is, when you're looking to hire, this is for us in the room here, when you're looking to hire a PA or an apprentice and an assistant, and you see a crowd of young people hoping for a shot, there might be one hungry kid in that room, someone with a dream, someone who doesn't have the same background. Take a chance of them. I was that kid. And one last thing is if you do give them that break, they just might surprise you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oscar nominated this year for the original song Dear Me from the documentary Diane Warren, Relentless. Please welcome iconic 17-time Oscar nominated songwriter Diane Warren.
Thank you. Hi. I write songs. I have worked with some of the biggest names in the music industry, so believe me when I tell you, I know drama. Fuck, yes, I do. Am I allowed to say that? Yes, I know. There's so much drama. Anyways, wait, and these nominees nailed it. Here are your choices for Best Edited Drama Series.
Andor, Who Are You? Yan Miles, ACE. The Pit, 6 p.m. Mark Strand, ACE. Pluribus, We Is Us. Skip McDonald, ACE. Severance, Chikai Bardo. Keith Fraze, ACE. Severance, Cold Harbor. Jeffrey Richman, ACE.
I'm supposed to do this. Sorry, I was just wondering. And the Eddie goes to, wait a second, The Pit, Mark Strand, ACE.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone of the American Cinema Editors. This is really meaningful to me. And thank you to my fellow nominees. Your work inspires me all year round, and it's just been a really exciting year. To my fellow coworkers, Joy Reinisch, Lauren Pendergrast, Annie Eifrig, who cut the show with me. They were fantastic, and as you all know, certainly in a show like The Pit, every preceding and following episode really sets up yours. So any This is all shared. And most specifically to my assistant editor, Emily Merriman, who's here tonight. Thank you, Emily, for all the work you do. I couldn't do it without you. And to all the writers and producers and directors, and specifically the camera department on The Pit, and John Wells, Noah Wiley, and Scott Gemmelhood, that just such beautiful work, and they set such a standard of excellence that we all strive for. And to my wife, Lurie, who's here tonight, and my son, Owen, I can't thank them enough for their patience as they listen to my scenes going over and over and over again. My son's always like, what does he have? What does he have? And lastly, I'd like to thank my mother, because I was telling her I was writing a speech for this, and she's like, well, make it short and thank your mother. So thanks, Mom, and thank you.
Let's take a look at the nominees for Best Edited Limited Series.
The Beast in Me, The Last Word. Shelby Siegel, ACE. Black Mirror, USS Callister, Into Infinity. Tony Kearns. Death by Lightning, The Man from Ohio. Joseph Krings, ACE. Anna Hauger, ACE. Michael Ruscio, ACE. Joe Leonard, ACE. Dying for Sex, It's Not That Serious. Laura Weinberg. Steve Welch, ACE. The Penguin, A Great or Little Thing. Hank Van Egan, ACE.
And the Eddie for Best Limited Series goes to The Penguin, A Great or Little Thing, Hank Van Eegen. So, congrats.
This part I'm not so good at. Thank you, members of the ACE, for this recognition. It's really important to me. First of all, I wanted to thank the people that actually keep me going, which my wife, who keeps everything happening, my AE, Kevin Suarez, who's been with me for 8 years. He's really great. Jay Gilbert, who has been with me for, I think, 25 years. The showrunner, Lauren LaFranc, created really a fantastic series that was, and she was such a joy to work with. She's very collaborative, a really great process. Matt Reeves was very involved, Dylan Clark. HBO was fantastic in supporting the show through all of this. I also would like to give a quick call out to my fellow editors, Meg Rettinger, Andy Kerr, and Joe Leonard. I think he's here today. Go, Joe. Again, ACE, thank you so much for this recognition. It really means a lot to me.
Our next presenter's no funny. He's an SNL alum, and she's last year's Eddie winner for What We Do in the Shadows. Together, they are currently working on NBC's Stumble. Please welcome Taryn Killam and Liza Cardinale, ACE.
American humorist Irma Bombeck once wrote, "When humor goes, there goes civilization."
So thanks to the brilliantly edited humor from the shows of our next two categories, we can all breathe a sigh of relief knowing civilization is going strong. Despite the current political climate.
And environmental climate.
Yes, right, of course, good point. And multiple international conflicts.
Emerging infectious diseases.
Punch the monkeys whole situation. But the Dow's over 50,000.
Yay, civilization! Here are the nominees for Best Edited Single Camera Comedy Series.
The Bear, Bears. Joanna Noggle, ACE. The Chair Company, life goes by too fucking fast, it really does. Stacy Moon. Hacks, I love LA. Susan Vale, ACE. Only Murders in the Building. The House Always. Shelley Westerman, ACE. The Studio, The Promotion. Eric Kissack, ACE.
And the Eddie goes to Eric Kissack, ACE, for the Studio.
Find out who said that. As a comedy editor, I 95% of the time do believe that shorter is better. So I always told myself if I won one of these, I would give the shortest possible speech possible. But now that I'm standing up here, I'm still going to do it. Thank you very much.
And now for the polycamerists. Here are your nominees for Best Edited Multi-Camera Comedy.
Frasier, Murder Most Finch. Russell Griffin, ACE. Mid-Century Modern, Love Thy Neighbor. Peter Chakos. The Upshaws, Teed Off. Angel Gamboa Bryant, ACE.
And the Eddie goes to Russell Griffin, Frasier, Murder Most Finch.
Wow, this truly, really means the world to me. I have to thank every member of ACE. Thank you very much to the ACE committee, everybody there, especially Janie and her crew, who does such an amazing job both with this and everything throughout the year. Although they did mispronounce my name. They asked all the nominees how to pronounce my name, and I said my name is clearly pronounced Thelma Schoonmaker. They messed that up, but that's okay. My fellow nominees, Pete and Angel, I am so lucky to be in your company and get to call you my friends. I want to thank everyone at Frasier. It was such a great show while it lasted. CBS Studios, Paramount Plus, Graham Nett, Susie Greenberg, our showrunners, Chris Harris and Joe Cristalli, everyone in our post gang, Mike, Adam, Kate, and Carrie. I also have to thank my current show, Leanne, on Netflix, because we're shooting an episode right now, and they let me come to this, so thank you very much for that. Thank you to my love, my wife, Lisa, who is also an editor, and we are raising our teenage daughter to be anything but an editor, but if she became an editor, we would be very, very proud. And finally, let me say that most of us in this room are at a stage in our career where we're working with some really monumentally gifted people, whether it be James Burrows and Kelsey Grammer or Chuck Lorre and Leigh-Ann Morgan. We're working and getting such wonderful accolades because of their really incredible talents. But wouldn't it be great if we got recognition on the projects where we weren't working with such brilliance? Were the times where we used pacing to create a performance that truly wasn't there. We split screened and fluid morphed things 6 different ways to Sunday to actually make the visual language coherent. All the things that we did, including creating alternate narrative structures and showing to our producers to show how the story could work a little bit better. The times when we left the set and the crew member turned to us and said, "Good luck with that." And yet we still consistently turned it in every day and made something great. I honestly think the best work that we ever do is on things that many people will never fully appreciate. And yet we know, that editing is the true essence of the motion picture art form. And we know that we're grateful to have the privilege to call ourselves editors, with or without the recognition. So here's the editors, especially Thelma Schoonmaker. Thank you very much.
All right, come on. We're still going. You guys still got juice. I can feel it. I can feel it. You guys ready for more? Come on. All right, this next guy, he gave us legendary characters. I mean, not to mention some of the greatest films ever made. A comedy legend. Please turn it all the way up to 11 for the amazing Christopher Guest!
Okay, yeah. Yes. That was, look at these. Not going anywhere. Good evening. In 1992, Bob and I were having lunch, and he said to me, out of nowhere, if in the future, after I retire, I'm given a Lifetime Achievement Award at the American Cinema Editors Awards, and you happen to be presenting that award, I'd appreciate it if you'd make your comments brief. Is what he said. I said, well, of course, yeah. Bob is a modest man, and for someone who's edited somewhere near 30 films, range from comedies and dramas, many other categories in between, I've had the good fortune to work with Bob on 3 of my films. And due to, I'm sure, what was a clerical editor, the films didn't have any scripts. So there were outlines, but no scripts per se. So this meant an entirely different process. There were no selected takes. In fact, on the first day after we shot, we would sit in an office with legal pads for the first time. We both had pads. In Bob's case, he actually had a writing implement. And we would spend 6 months watching roughly 40 hours of material. And in that time, those days were filled with a lot of talking about a lot of things other than movies, about books, about music, English tea, food, the device that spits out the tickets on the English buses. We got obsessed with that and thinking about we should buy them, which was a good choice now that I think about it. And occasionally we'd spend time working on the actual film, where we'd talk to each other, and the look on Bob's face was always the same in the beginning. It was unspoken, but clearly it was, tell me again why you made this movie. It was, he's too much of a gentleman to say that out loud, but, and then occasionally just the look on his face was, what about doing coverage on a scene? Would that have been possible when you made the film? Never saying it aloud because he's a sweet man, but we shared the sensibility in a lot of different areas, and that made these days absolutely heaven for me, because we were immersed in making a film, and Bob's skills became this illustrious career, which we can now take a look at, please.
My people, I present to you
I'll have what she's having.
If you can see, the numbers all go to 11. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
3,000 dogs competing for best in show.
It's not in here.
It should be in the crate.
It's not in the crate. I just told you that.
God, Hamilton, if she doesn't get into it, she's gonna flip out.
I don't think finger pointing is going to help us here.
Now, I know the word witch may be a problem for some of you. No, ladies and gentlemen, we do not ride around on broomsticks and wear pointy hats. Well, we don't ride on broomsticks.
I, for one, think that the problem may have been that there was a Stonehenge monument on the stage that was in danger of being crushed by a dwarf. We're closer than brothers. Brothers always fight. We really have a relationship that's way, way past that.
Skin it. Oh, you two know each other.
We're all friends.
We're not old friends. We're acquaintances. Very distant acquaintances.
Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
Do you intend to sleep in the bed?
Yes, I do.
Then I intend to sleep on the floor.
Ow!
No man can be friends with a woman he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
But we don't have to make a whole big deal out of it. You like me, I won't make you say it.
I was just gonna tell you to wear matching socks tomorrow.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
And quit looking at my ass.
No, you pretty much want to nail him too.
We'll try.
What if they don't want to have sex with you?
Doesn't matter, because the sex thing is already out there, so the friendship is ultimately doomed, and that is the end of the story.
Are you comfortable?
Sure.
I'm hoping that it's just a horrible lapse in judgment, and once he moves through this, we will eventually be able to be okay again. What do you think about that?
It would be unusual.
I get that. I get. Not everybody could do that, but everybody's not us.
Wesley and I are joined by the bonds of love, and you cannot break it, not with 1,000 swords.
There's a history here, and histories don't happen overnight. I know what kind of mood you're in when you wake up, by which eyebrow is higher, and you always know that I'm a little quiet in the morning and compensate accordingly. That's a dance you perfect over time.
To dance, you need a partner, and my partner is right here.
You know the truth, and I know the truth.
We're supposed to be together.
I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich. I love that you get a little crinkle above your nose when you're looking at me like I'm nuts. And I love that you are the last person I want to talk to before I go to sleep at night.
I am in love with you. I'm certain of it. And I want to be with you more than anything.
I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
And as they reach for each other...
What?
Now it's kissing again. You don't want to hear that.
I don't mind so much.
Okay. Since the invention of the kiss, there have been 5 kisses that were rated the most passionate, the most pure. This one left them all behind. The end.
It's only fitting that Bob received this honor for a brilliant career. It gives me great pleasure to present this award to Bob Layton.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank Ace and Jenny McCormick for honoring me in this work, and I'm truly grateful. Honestly, quite a bit surprised to be here. However, have you tricked me? I'm very much quintessentially an editor, and I'm normally in a room and I get very nervous when I have to speak to large groups of people. So I'm actually going to take the option to bring out my partner, Mary Ann Brandon, who's also a very good editor. And she was thinking I would do this whole thing myself, but I will stumble, fall, and make a mincemeat of the whole thing. So here comes Mary Ann, and I will stand beside her while she reads the script that I wrote. Thank you. Take a speech to me.
What? All right. I can't do this in an English accent.
No,
so I'm going to do it in the girl from Queens. But I'm going to say it like I'm Bob Layton. So I'm this. Here goes. I've been very lucky to have such a successful career. But more importantly, I've gotten to work with many, many talented, creative, and hilarious people along the way. Thank you, Chris. Those are the times that meant the most to me. When I first arrived in Hollywood, I knew only one person here, an Australian from London Film School. With that one connection, I managed to get a job as a sound editor. And so now, I was officially in the film business. But that wasn't enough. I wanted to edit picture, I wanted to tell stories, I wanted to make movies. So I volunteered to edit as many AFI and other short films that I could find. For little or no money, I might add. The payoff did come. It came in the form of an invitation to dinner at Steve Gyllenhaal and Naomi Foner's house, as in Jake and Maggie's parents. They were 2 directors I'd helped on their short films. And there, I met my future, Rob Reiner and Christopher Guest. That evening, they talked to me about a unique idea they had for a film they wanted to make. And they were having a hard time getting the idea across to people. I don't know, maybe it was my English background, but I got it straight away. And a year later, we were working together on This is Spinal Tap. We screened many hours of footage for reference in preparation for the film, and through these screenings, we became a team. I became their editor, they became my directors. That time in the cutting room was exhilarating and exhausting, and I knew I had landed right where I wanted to be. A little advice to all of you: never turn down a dinner invitation. For all those hilarious scenes on screen in Spinal Tap, there was another mountain of hilarious scenes that we didn't include in the final cut. Why, you may ask? Because an editor has to make those difficult choices in shaping a film. But my God, it was fun to watch everything, with Rob sitting next to me, whispering in my ear, this take, that take, this moment, that moment. I'll always cherish my time with Rob. Life after Spinal Tap continued to be a dream come true for me. Rob and I carried on our collaboration, and I was incredibly blessed to have Chris Guest trust me with his own uniquely hilarious projects. I know what you're thinking. Did I spend all my time in the cutting room laughing? Yes, I did. But it was also hard work and many hours of diligence to make it look like it wasn't hard work, which is what editors do, if you know what I mean. That's editing. But it wasn't all work and no play. We came up with games to lighten things up, such as the lobster claw. Every time we got to the end of a reel, Rob would blow a small plastic lobster claw harmonica 3 times. Then we started tossing chem rolls of film out into the assistants' room, whether there was anyone there to catch them or not. For those of you who don't know what a chem roll is, it's a big roll of film wound around a thick core that can easily come undone even if you're just holding it. So when no one was there, you can imagine. For Chris, office golf was our game, the quest for the perfect putt. We'd use any hallway that presented a good challenge, preferably a dogleg. Chris is a very good golfer, and we did our best. We invented wonderful golf courses. And then there was the movie game, where one had to name a movie, and then the next person would have to think of a movie that started with the last letter of the previously named movie. And if you couldn't think of something, you got the letter M until you spelled movie, and then you were out. You can guess who always won that game. And by the way, everyone had to play, even if you were just visiting for lunch that day. I even played. Me, not him.
And Marianne got the game. She won the game that time.
Well, I won once. Because I knew some obscure film. Anyway, the years I spent working with Rob and Chris were intense and joyous. They were some of the happiest memories of my career, and I will always be grateful that we found each other. I kept myself available for both Rob and Chris, but when they weren't doing films, I was fortunate enough to work with some other very talented directors: Ron Shelton, Peter Chelsom, Nancy Myers, Lasse Hallström, and Alex Kurtzman. And these films expanded my editorial experience to include baseball, English, ballroom dancing, magic, family drama, and dog behavior, although I consider him an expert on dog behavior after Best in Show. I'll always be grateful for them for teaching me to be a better editor and for their trust in me to take good care of their films, because after all, that's what it's all about. A director trusts an editor, and you're taking care of their creation. And when I wasn't doing that, I managed to get married and have 2 amazing children, Isabel and Oliver. And I had a heart transplant along the way. Where does one find the time? I've put so many hours into my career, and I've been lucky enough to meet and work next to so many talented directors, writers, other editors, assistant editors, composers, sound mixers, all of whom helped shape my career. Most of all, I'm so honored to be he is so honored to be recognized with this award by all of you, his editing peers. I think of us as the heroes behind the heroes in the film world. It reminds me of just one of the many fun funny experiences I had with Rob in the cutting room. We were working on Rumor Has It, and there was a very troubled scene that everyone was very unhappy about it. And I worked every angle and eventually came up with a solution that made the scene work. I showed it to Rob. He was so relieved that he immediately picked up the phone, called his producer. Bob found the solution, saved the picture. I was so proud. Next phone call was to another producer. We came up with a solution and saved the picture. Final phone call. Problem solved, picture saved. It had become everyone's idea and everyone's ideal collaboration. At that very moment, the producer who was in the room leaned over to me and said, "That's why you get the medium bucks, Bob." That about sums it up. We might get the medium bucks, but we have the best job in filmmaking. We get to see it all. Thank you very much for this. And I'm going to let Bob finish the speech.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this. Chris, thank you for being here today for me and giving me the countless memories and laughters and great times. Rob, your films were brought hope, laughter, and joy to the world. You might finish it. I know you still have so much to contribute. I miss you. I love you.
May you rest in peace. Thank you.
Boy. You see what a good decision was to let her read the speech than me? Okay. Thank you.
Please welcome actor Tia Carrere and last year's winner for The Wild Robot, Mary Blee, ACE.
My. This category has it all. K-pop singers not just battling demons, but overcoming prejudices to love who they want as well as learning to love themselves. I mean, self-love. Incredible music, intense action, and on top of all of that, bad boy musicians, and that's just one nominee in this category.
Right? A story where world-famous felons decide to go straight, but then get entangled into a criminal organization that threatens their new way of life, plus their friendships, an inseparable posse, and high-stakes action, and not to mention an insanely cool car. Oh, this is a must-see film.
Yeah, okay, but check this out. In a world of talking animals, a story about a pair of rookie police officers who must solve a mystery while being dragged into the underworld of the city's most shadowy corners in order to clear their names, all the while making an allegory to racial injustice. I mean, come on, this category is flexing way too hard.
Seriously. But let's take a look at your nominees for Best Edited Animated Feature.
The Bad Guys 2. Jesse Averna, ACE. K-pop Demon Hunters. Nathan Shaw. Zootopia 2. Jeremy Milton, ACE.
And the Eddie goes to K-pop Demon Hunters!
Well, no one's been played off tonight, so if I do, I think you know what song to play.
As an editor, I think we're all perfectionists. As Arthur mentioned earlier, we spend long days and hours and months sitting in dark rooms, obsessing over every little cut, dealing in the invisible art that a lot of times the audience doesn't see, but we very much hope they always feel. So to get this award, I'm extremely humbled and grateful to be giving it to a room full of perfectionists. It's just amazing. You've made a little kid's dream come true. I want to thank everyone at Netflix, Hannah. I want to thank Christina Damien at Sony Pictures Animation, Scott Barry, who really championed for me to be on this film, and Michelle Wong, the producer, for inviting me to come along and always supporting me, to Chris and Maggie, my amazing directors, for having just amazing collaboration and trust in me. I'll never forget that. To my amazing editorial team, I actually just found out today we had just shy of 62,000 storyboards in the Avid, which kind of blew my mind. I never knew that. I want to thank all the people at Sony Pictures Imageworks who made this happen, all Sony Sound, everyone on the music team, the sound stages, everybody. It's just amazing. And last but not least, I have to thank my family, my kids, Harley and Riker. Hopefully they're watching at home. And to my wife, my beautiful wife, Angels, who's with me here tonight. This might be the biggest night. This might be the biggest night in my career, but it would be the biggest night in her life if she got to meet anyone from Law & Order. So that would be absolutely amazing. Last but not least, thank you to ACE and to all of you in this room. It's extremely humbling, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you.
And here are your nominees for Best Edited Non-Theatrical Motion Picture.
The Gorge. Frederick Thoroval, ACE. Mountainhead. Bill Henry, ACE. Mark Davies. The Thursday Murder Club. Dan Zimmerman, ACE. A Winter Song. Yvette M. Amirian, ACE.
And the Eddie goes to...
A Winter Song, Yvette M. Amirian.
Thank you. Okay, I wrote something down because this doesn't feel real. Thank you so much to the American Cinema Editors. This is an organization that has brought so many amazing friends and colleagues and mentors into my life, to all of you who have guided the way for me and given me advice and spoken to me, especially over this past year. You know who you are, and I'm so grateful for you. Thank you. To my fellow nominees, I'm so honored to have been recognized alongside you and grateful to have gotten to know you through this process. Thank you to our incredible team, our director Angela, executive producers Christine, Narina, Sylvia, DP Mukko, composer Armand, VFX team led by Andranik, my sound team, my sound mix team, Nick and Mike, and of course my assistant editor Avo Cambrian, who's here tonight. Yes. Our brilliant cast, especially Edgar Damatian. Edgar's actually here tonight. He was a producer on the project. And I thank him especially because he was the one who brought me on board this project, so I literally would not be here if you hadn't dragged me into this. Thank you. And our other producer, Annie Dashdoyan, is here. I'm so grateful that you allowed me to drag you into this because you were my lifeline, my anchor, my partner in crime, and I love you both, and I'm so excited for what's ahead for our team. Mike Loyan, Armin, and Mary from Armenian Film Society, thank you for supporting this film and shepherding it. Thank you to everyone at UTA and Impact, especially Jason, Olga, Andrew, everyone at ACE, Jenny, Eliza, your whole team. You make all of this possible. I'm so grateful to you. I know we all are. Thank you to our amazing partners at the Wonder Project, especially Ani Haftvani. Thank you for believing in us, for shepherding this movie and giving it a home where it was able to reach a mainstream audience beyond anything I think any of us dreamed possible. This was a small independent film made by a group of Armenian creatives who found each other at a difficult time in our country's history. We shared a vision of helping tell a happier side of our story and having it properly represent who we are as a country and a diaspora. We wanted to leave something behind that our kids could be proud of, and I think that my son having it practically memorized and knowing every single song is probably a sign that we accomplished that. Alex and Zach, I love you so much, and I hope this shows you to always be proud of who you are and where you come from. I hope this is proof that you can achieve big things with a lot of hard work, and I wouldn't have been able to do any of that without your dad, my husband, Zaria, who's here. Yes. You were my rock during what was probably the most intense project of my life, all while nursing me from healing from a broken foot while I was cutting this. And my parents, who are here tonight, for always supporting me and being my village alongside my siblings, in-laws, and friends. I hope being here tonight has given you a glimpse into why I love what I do so much and why this community, ACE, means so much to me. And to have a film that means so much to my community, my Armenian community, honored by you, means more than I can possibly tell you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes! Okay. We're almost there, you guys. It's 8. We're almost there. You guys ready to keep going? All right. Oh, man, this is insane. He's a 4-time Oscar nominee, okay? For Best Picture, 2-time Emmy winner, and 4-time Tony winner. His credits include Wicked, not just the first one, also the sequel, Wicked for Good, La La Land, Bridge of Spies, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. Please welcome Mark Platt.
Good evening. Tonight I have the distinct privilege of presenting the Golden Eddie Award, an award bestowed upon filmmakers who exemplify distinguished career achievement in the art and the business of film. It is a particular and personal honor for me to be able to present this year's Golden Eddie to one of our most profound and respected storytellers, Ang Lee. I can still remember my first encounter with an Ang Lee film. It was not far from this hall in a theater in Westwood. Yes, a movie theater in Westwood. The film's dialogue was in English and Mandarin Chinese with English subtitles. And yet, not 20 minutes into the film, I remember that I had stopped reading the subtitles. I was so swept up in the lives of the characters, their intentions, inner conflicts, secrets, secret yearnings, that the cinematic rhythm of the film, combined with each gesture and intonation, communicated all the language that I needed. The wedding banquet was directed with elegant restraint, and yet with a keen eye for probing into the hidden recesses of the human heart and the secrets and repressed yearnings that lie within. The performances were vivid and compelling, and the ending allowed us to see that disparate cultures and ideas and generations can coexist and intertwine, that unlikely families and unlikely relationships can be formed, and that human connection is everything. These are the primary colors that find their way through the extraordinary work of Ang Lee. Cinematic masterpieces that have transported all of us across periods of time and genres, allowing us to peer into different cultures and conflicts while reminding us how we are very much alike and how very connected we actually can and need to be. It is through the lens and the heart of Ang that we experience contemporary Taiwan, through the generational comedy Eat, Drink, Man, Woman as a family navigated love, life, and tradition. We travel to the 18th century in England as the Dashwood sisters found unexpected happiness and marriage while overcoming social and class boundaries in the period drama Sense and Sensibility. We immersed ourselves in the secret affairs of two families in an affluent Connecticut suburb in the 1970s and the ice storm, exploring the empty and dark hollowness that so defined that period. We were transported to Imperial China in 1778 in the epic, romantic martial arts drama Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Ang's thrilling and groundbreaking film. And our world became a much better place when we found ourselves on Brokeback Mountain. A Western drama that so empathetically captured the loneliness of the frustrated and repressed passion between two cowboys, Ennis and Jack. A film that opened our eyes and our hearts to the need for everyone to find their person and everyone to find a soul to fall in love with authentically without fear or judgment. Brokeback Mountain brought Ang his first Best Director Oscar. Ang has always possessed a creative and intellectual curiosity to explore and employ the ever-evolving tools of cinema without ever sacrificing the human story. We all remember the exhilaration we felt as Michelle Yeoh soared above bamboo tree-lined rooftops in fierce but balletic battles. We remember the comic book style visual effects and stop motion in the quietly soulful and human exploration of the Hulk. And we remember our immersion into the visual mastery of 3D and computer-generated imagery in the life-affirming and emotional rewarding Life of Pi, which earned Ang his second Oscar. Indeed. Ang, your films are like the great paintings of George Seurat. If you stand right in front of the painting, you will discover the extraordinary detail of color, light, and movement, much as an editor who explores a film frame by frame. But when you step back, when the details disappear, you see and you feel the whole painting, the whole story, with all of its beauty, all of its emotion, and all of its humanity. Ang, give us more to see. Give us more to feel. Let's take a look at the extraordinary career of Ang Lee.
这样的姊妹，不要也罢。我不在乎，朋友本来就是假的。
Wei Wei can stay in the States, and you can finally get your parents off your
高
back.
伯伯、高妈妈，你们好。
In sickness and in health till death do us part.
Till sickness and death.
Good.
孩子我一个都不了解，我也不想了解，养大了让他随他去吧。女儿，
爸。
I'm the only one here out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who's having breakfast with his parents.
What's happening? It's free, man. A concert's free.
Go. See what the center of the universe looks like.
I've told you two stories about what happened out on the ocean. Neither explains what caused the sinking of the ship, and no one can prove which story is true and which is not. So which story do you prefer?
There's something inside you. Someday you're gonna share it with the whole world.
human.
They did 3 tests. Your DNA and his. He's your clone.
You pull that trigger, and you're gonna break something inside of yourself that'll never get fixed again.
I mean, you're a decorated hero, Billy. You've done your part.
We're a nation of children, Billy. We go somewhere else to grow up, sometimes die.
To die for love? What could be more glorious?
I think that may be taking your romantic sensibilities a little far.
But time alone does not determine intimacy. 7 years would be insufficient to make some people acquainted with each other, and 7 days can be more than enough for others.
Or 7 hours in this case.
I've come here with no expectations. Only to profess, now that I am at liberty to do so, that my heart is, and always will be, yours.
我们在香港熟人不多，经常麻烦你。
不必那么客气，都是些芝麻小事。
刘星的话，没有什么事是小事。
You have no idea how bad it gets. I wish I knew how to quit you.
Why don't you? Because of you, Jack, that I'm like this.
It was a typical predicament for the Fantastic Four because they weren't like other superheroes. They were more like a family. And the more power they had, the more harm they could do to each other without even knowing it. That was the meaning of the Fantastic Four, that a family is like your own personal antimatter. Your family is the void you emerge from and the place you return to when you die. And that's the paradox. The closer you're drawn back in, the deeper into the void you go.
Take a ride to here and now.
8 miles high.
I'm actually a little afraid of heights.
You found me.
You weren't that hard to find.
On behalf of American cinema editors, I am honored to present this year's Golden Eddie for Career Achievement to Ang Lee.
Thank you for doing this, Mark. This means so much to me. And this award means so much to me, even though I have not made a movie in 6 years. I'll take it very deeply to heart. When you give me this award, you're actually giving it to Tim Squires. This is the award. Tim cut all my movies except Brokeback Mountain. He missed that one because I told him, after Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon on Hulk, I'm retiring. I said I had enough. I'm wrecked. I will take at least a year off to rest. I'm wrecked. I think I'm done. So he took another movie. 3 months later, I went crazy. I took Brokeback Mountain. I remember when I first showed him the rough cut of Brokeback Mountain and asked for feedback, Tim was about to slit his wrist. That wasn't even the worst part. When the movie started with the war seasons, he kept getting congratulatory calls from friends and colleagues. They all assumed he caught it.
But Dylan Tischner did good work, to be fair. Tim was the first editor I interviewed, and I stuck with him for 35 years. For 35 years, we worked together. After 35 years, he's still not speaking a word of Chinese. We're so opposite in our taste. We actually complement each other. So if we actually agree with each other on something, I'll be worried. It's that kind of opposition. But he's the person I speak with the most. I speak to Tim more than I speak to my wife. I'm not talking about during work. It's accumulated throughout life. I speak to him the most. This is the person. And I think our heart is so synced that I can think of something and he will think the same thing at the same time. During assemblies, Tim will hear me call cut on set and exactly where he's gonna cut. That drove him crazy. I did a movie called Last Caution. At the post-rap party, I said to his wife, Tina, it is so good to have Tim help me, keep my sanity. I said, I'm lost, he's caution. She said jokingly, I wish it's the other way around. Thank you, Tim. This award's yours. It's so nice to see just about all our former assistants and some of the post people come here, gather here tonight. It's our sweet reunion. It is so sweet. It feels like a flashback of my movie career. And actually, I'm very pleased to know that some of you have become very successful editors. I think one of you got more Oscar nomination than Tim himself. Tim, we're not getting any younger. So let me say something about what editing means to me. It's very hard to say, but let me put it this way. My wife said I can only do two things right, making movies and cooking. So let me use cooking as metaphor. Shooting is like buying groceries, and the real cooking is on the editing table. That's how I feel about editing. I feel I have this editing machine in my head when I'm making a movie. Every section, every setup, editing is always at the core, at the center of my consciousness. Every working day, I have to answer hundreds of questions about what I want. The only reason I can give directions and put the whole movie together is because I had that editing table in my head. So it's really at the heart of my movie making. I think it's part training, it's part talent, and part collaborations. A movie has so many parts that fits together. Whether it's thought, emotion, drama, music, words, or any other parts, there's a through line what it's all about. There's a spine in filmmakers' back of the head. But editing is what it keeps it flowing. And I think you can spend the meaning based on the pieces you're putting together. The way you put it together, you can make the meaning grow. You can reinterpret it. When it's done well, you don't feel the cuts. Somehow it makes the movie better than you can even imagine. And you move people in such a way, such a profound way, they don't even know what hits them. And that to me is editing. The style and technology moving with times, that changes with times. And I believe we're in a particularly difficult moment, challenging moment in our life with cinema. But I believe I do believe as long as there are moving images, there will be editors. So this award is a great honor. On behalf of the team, my agent, John Garvey, my lawyer, Joe DiPaolo, and my team, I thank you.
To present our final awards of the evening, please welcome Golden Globe winner and Oscar nominee for The Secret Agent, Wagner Moura.
Oh, that was nice. That was so nice. Guys, Ang Lee, wow. I have the distinct honor of presenting two wonderful awards, comedy and drama features. Yes, these two, they complement one another, each displaying the wonders of this human experience. As Molière put it, life is a tragedy to those who feel and a comedy to those who think. So let's begin. Here are the nominees for Best Edited Comedy Feature.
Begonia. Yorgos Mavropsaridis, ACE, BFE. Marty Supreme. Ronald Bronstein. Josh Safdie. One Battle After Another. Andy Jurgensen. Wake Up Dead Man, A Knives Out Mystery. Bob Doucet, ACE. Wicked for Good. Myron Kirstein, ACE.
And the Eddie goes to One Battle After Another, Andy Jurgensen.
Thank you all so much. This is amazing. First off, I want to thank my amazing editorial team, Post Supervisor Erica Frauman, Associate Editor Jay Troutman, Assistant Film Editors Andrew Bluestein and Tom Feligno, Second Assistant Editor Colleen Murphy, and Post PA Daisy Eminger. This really was a monumental undertaking, working with unconventional film formats. And because of them and the amazing team at Photochem and Warner Brothers, we were able to present this movie on film in VistaVision for the first time in 65 years. And I'm so grateful for all of your work behind the scenes. A big thank you to Paul Thomas Anderson. 12 years ago, I met him as an assistant editor, and he took a chance on me, asking me to cut some of his music videos. And that eventually led to my big break on Licorice Pizza. I'm so appreciative of his trust and of our collaboration. I also want to thank my partner, Bill, who brings constant joy to my life. And he's always understanding when I occasionally roll in at 11 o'clock at night. Lastly, I would like to dedicate this to 3 editors I met 20 years ago on a little movie called Charlie Bartlett. John Pohl, Alan Baumgarten, and Kate Haight. It was my first film. I was the post PA. and we've stayed close ever since. They've championed me, they've encouraged me. John got me my first union job, and I've had the privilege of assisting all of them over my career. They taught me how to cut comedy, to trust my gut, and that the real secret to this job is to be kind, to not take things too seriously, and to surround yourself with good people. I love you guys, and I'm endlessly grateful to have you in my lives. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
All right, and here are the nominees for Best Edited Drama Feature.
F1. Stephen Mirioni, ACE. Hamnet. Chloe Shao, ACE. Alfonso Gonzalez, ACE. Sentimental Value. Olivier Bougo-Coutet. Sinners. Michael P. Shaver. Weapons. Joe Murphy.
All right, and the Eddie goes to Sinners, Michael B. Shaver.
Holy moly. I'm taking out some notes. First and foremost, thank you to the American Cinema editors. You know, I thought I'd be a lot more nervous when I was here today waiting for this category to be called. But every time I come to an event, especially in an awards or a Christmas party, I feel like I'm in the place I'm supposed to be at that point in my life. And it all has to do with every member in here, with the hands you reached out to the younger generations. I'm just overcome with emotion. Thank you so much. I want to thank Ryan Coogler, the brilliant director, our fearless leader, who did something bold and made something extremely personal and different and took a big risk. And I think gave audiences something that maybe they didn't even know they were hungry for, something new, different, fun, total experience. You know, I went to film school with Ryan, and when he got his opportunity to direct Fruitvale Station, they, you know, naturally the producers wanted to surround him with editors who hadn't made a movie before. And I hadn't. And they offered him a bunch of money, and he turned them down time after time again. But the deadlines were coming up, so they said, all right, fine, here, you can hire your people, you can hire your team. And working 7 days a week, I slept in a closet, literally, and I wouldn't have a career or a life or be up here if it weren't for Ryan. I want to thank my post team, Mike Fay, who I believe is here right now. First assistant, additional editor, IMAX Guru. Our first assistant editor, Travis Canty, could not be here today, but he's also one of the best I've ever worked with. He just had a daughter, so congratulations to him. Dane Maddox, Andrew Wallace, our post supervisor, Tina Anderson, who we couldn't have done without. Our music editor, Felipe Pacheco, in a movie with this much music, we had to work hand in hand when I wanted to squeeze a couple frames out of a couple shots here and there, and he found ways to make it work. You know, we'd have late nights, early mornings, and all that. I want to thank Warner Brothers for the incredible support you gave us. You trusted us as filmmakers. You took the risk. Sean, you know, especially in the post department, Sean Wimmer, unbelievable support. Always felt like we were being listened to. My incredible agents, Louisa, Erin, everybody at WPA, who I think everybody saw on the napkins at the bar outside. Thank you for those. And I want to thank my parents and sister who, at a young age, they're actually all teachers, and they taught me a love of movies, but also a love and a compassion for people and the human race. And I think that what we do in being the first audience and putting the blueprint of emotion in the ride that these audiences want to go on, they can have 1,000 lifetimes of experience in several series of hours. And being on this side of things and working on these movies, I know how much it goes in. So, I want to thank everybody here for putting all that amazing time, energy, and then all the teachers I've ever had, because those are the people that truly inspired me throughout my entire life, and recognized that this kid making weird pictures, maybe didn't get the math homework right, still had something to offer the world. And thank you. And finally, to my son Ben, who's 9 and obsessed with Irish culture now and Irish jigging because of this movie. Thank you for understanding. And I can't understand that you understand at 9 years old what this is, but I know that you know that I'm doing this for us and for our family and for everyone that matters. So thank you so much again. I'm truly honored.
That's it. That's the show. Keep it going for all the incredible nominees and winners and yourselves. I'll see you at the goddamn after party. Let's get